what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Hello and welcome in to the Wednesday edition of your show. My name is Gary. I am your busty host. I always go back and forth between buxom and busty, but I figure they both sort of mean the same thing. And this is your show, the only live show on YouTube, 4 to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday, live in Saskatoon, as far as we know, and so damn proud to say that and to share this moment each and every weekday with you. We also make up categories. We are number one on YouTube. Like today, we are number one on YouTube in the category of hosts that beat the hell out of contributors to said show, aka family members in Super Smash Bros. We're number one. We're number one. You hear that, Brooksie? You hear that, bud? Yeah, that's right. Give her a real whooping. Man, that felt good. Beat her by 7 points. We also start each show here with the greatest cam in the history of the universe. Definitely on the entire internet. There's no way there's a cam out there better than this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Maggie cam. Look at her. Hey, you're on. Stop licking. You're going to get sneezies, bud. Exactly. No, don't leave. Oh, the Mega Cam, proudly brought to you by our good friends over at Pepperland 83 Central Grocer. Mike and Rochelle, along with their lovely puppy, Libra. I was just in there earlier today, actually. Maggie, come back here. Let's get her back here. I was just in there today picking up some food, which is going to lead to a very fun story that we will also get into. And I got to see Rochelle, and it was so much fun, as we always get to visit and say hi. And I got to pet Leroy, which is always a pleasure. By the way, if you go there after hours on the weekends, you'll see Kirsten, Shar, or Chris, and they will give you that exact same service that Mike and Rochelle and Leroy give you during normal business hours at Pet Plan on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. As she almost got back in here for one more second. That was a pretty good Maggie Cam. I think we'll allow that one. Come on, girl. Look at her. Look at this. Yeah, get down. Okay, and she's out. That's her chipmunk, Theodore. We had to talk about this earlier. This guy sitting beside me, the guy I keep talking to, which is probably kind of sort of weird because we're just on this ISO 3 camera. He had another big night last night with his incredible show called Strip Down. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Curtis Anderson. Woo!
Happy Wednesday. I'm dragging today, Gary. Just heads up.
Every time you come off those big, they
bring
mostly
me in Wednesday, and when I do the show Tuesday
it's
nights,
a hard one.
It's late. And we had a Christmas party after the show last night.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, and we were leaving, and then a crew member, we were leaving at like 11 after our Christmas party, and we were just like packed up. And then crew member Caitlin got a text, and she was like, "Oh, can you come help hand out Christmas packages to one of the schools this morning? You have to be there at like 8." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm in."
You're not saying no to that.
So it was a very, very short sleep. But I went from having like the best night ever to waking up and feeling really good about myself, handing out some Christmas
cheer
care packages to some kids in the inner city school.
Christmas
really
cheer.
Nice. My heart is full.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Sorry, as I'm
New
jumping.
direction.
We have this third spot here, and it looks like we have someone ready to go, but I can't find him anywhere. I know he walked in here. I heard him. He was playing with the puppy, and now he's just over there. Hey, Coach Comma 2, are you coming? Oh, he's got the... Coach 1? We're going to bring him in. You got a lot to do. Ladies and gentlemen, this man, ghostwriter, family member, head of creative, everything else, he's got the Neon Flamingo shirt on today. He is Coach Comma 2. That looks way better now.
Hair is on point this week.
He looks
Jeez, buddy, look at
I cut
that.
my own hair.
Excuse me, you dropped something. My jaw.
Thank you.
Wow, look at that dew.
Like Mountain Dew.
Right?
Looks great.
Good.
That shirt. How old's that shirt? That's OG, isn't it?
This is...
Is that the Chris Olsen special?
2002. This is
The
the
O-Dog?
Brad Boothlet.
Oh, the Bootlet. He was the one.
Brad Boothlet. Am I talking to this?
Yeah, that's your mic. So, and you don't have to get too close. It picks up really
picks
good.
me up?
It picks up really good. I will say though, just turn to the camera here so people can see that shirt real quick. So that's the original Neon Flamingos logo. And what that is it's the skeleton of Brett Hall
Yes, it is.
dropping his knee
No,
while
it's mine.
taking a big clapper.
Just getting over the way your shirt.
His knee drop.
Okay.
He's dropping the knee on a flamingo. So it's a knee on a flamingo. That's how it started, the knee on flamingos.
I don't want
Isn't
to.
that crazy?
I don't want to foreshadow anything here, Gary.
I was wondering what the jar was too. I was in the same. I was like, why is there a jar there? But it's all making sense now.
I remember.
Do you remember?
Well, I remember briefly talking about it and being very confused about it because
Okay.
it was why your absence was noted last week because
Yes.
you were
Supposed
in
to.
training.
We heard he was scared.
I was sick last week. And you know what happened? I had amigos for lunch.
Oh,
So
mole,
I'm quite-
mole.
Quite robust
This
in
is
the
good.
midsection.
Okay, we're not going to waste any more time here because we got a pre-tape, we got Brooksie, we got a lot to get to today. But before any of that, it is time for us to hop in the DeLorean, set the date to whatever yesterday was. Or is that? Are we going forward? We're going back. We're going forward to Australia.
I think we go forward, don't we?
Forward.
So we're going
Back
to the future. Literally, we're going to Australia, where it's early tomorrow morning. Still blows my mind, ladies and gentlemen. We have coach number 1.
Hey, there he is.
Coach! How you doing, buddy?
I'm excited for this morning.
See us the morning.
Yeah, the
morning.
hat.
Yeah.
The
I can
hat
hear
for
you
this
crystal
afternoon.
clear this week. Crystal clear. I always feel so bad because there's always that weird delay in mine. So you're talking to me and I'm not reacting at all, and I probably look like a jerk because I know what you're saying is incredibly engaging and funny and quick and clever, and it's lost on me. So I feel like I look like I'm sandbagging you all the time because you're like, here's my A material from Australia, and I'm like,
Also, to be fair, there was a lot of cackles with the gremlins dancing on the line. So you are good to go today. This feels good. How the hell are you, AJ?
Well, I learned a new word yesterday. Rigididge.
Ooh, that's a fancy word. Please give us the meaning.
So that means authentic, legit. And
You did, yeah.
I feel like I was meant to learn that word because Coach Kamatu is rigididge today. The fact that he's got the 1.87 liter Mott's Clamato juice, and he's gonna chug that
1.89.
in 30 seconds.
that
He
the
is
challenge?
rigididge.
That is the most rigid ditch thing you could do, I think.
Yeah.
Now, what do we do
I'm
once we have
parched.
this tape? Is this going to be part of our package we're going to send to our friends over at Mott's and say, hey, we love your product. Can you endorse with us? Is this like the foot in the door?
I think this is us being proactive. We're saying
Nice.
we'll show you how much value we can create for you and how much we love your product,
right?
and let's see where we go from there.
Do you have
This
a
is very exciting.
Phenom? Can you get a clock, a countdown
I
clock?
got one. I got one right here.
You can't do that? Why are you scared?
We have way too many things going on. I got a clock right here on
All
the front.
right.
I got you.
Sorry.
You want to dive right into this?
But I
What
want
do
it
you
on
wanna
the
do?
cam. I
Well,
just want you
hold it
guys
up.
to
Look,
just casually
This
talk.
is what we'll do, okay?
Casually talk, and I'll casually over the next 30
People
seconds.
can see that.
30
right? You can
seconds.
see that timer there? Look at that. Boom. So then I hit
That's
start
just
and
2
watch.
minutes
Look,
and 30.
we're counting.
Yeah, but we don't want to see the camera. We want to see Coach
Yeah,
Kamatu.
we want to watch. I'm telling
Okay,
him
wait.
that I got this.
Wait, give.
Yes.
Yeah, here, bring it over.
Are we doing this right now? Why do
Well-
you want to see it? You don't get to see it.
No, the camera gets it because the camera's on me.
Bro,
Well,
just-
put your phone here, bruh. Yeah, look at Phenom. The one hand
Is the
is
hand
giving me.
going on?
Somehow
Hold on.
he's giving me two
Give me a
thumbs
quick
up.
hand. Give
and
me a
he's
quick
only
hand.
one
Flip it. Let's see if he. Yeah, okay, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
So you guys can talk.
Talk amongst
And then
yourselves.
during the conversation, which AJ likes to just throw out song
Yes.
titles, and
Very
what
exciting.
bothers me, I don't think Kurt's kind of. You're not an asshole for being on delay, right? But you
like-
are. You are
That
a
is
little
like
bit.
literally the only reason I'm not an asshole.
Well, you are a little bit for thinking that AJ's only talking to you. You know what I mean? You just
Right.
everything you
Right.
implied was all about you. I was like, I'm sure
Yeah.
he's talking to Gary and sometimes me, but you're just
Okay.
like,
I don't know
you
if
were the only one on delay.
I don't know if the three of us have ever been on before.
No, never.
Not like
Started
this.
bringing me on, not like this.
Not like this.
You started bringing me on in your absence, and then you came back. So I feel like I'm gonna get a talking to after this, and
No.
be like, "Thanks for coming, Kurt, but we don't need you anymore."
No, what I'd like, AJ, and maybe you can do it, is that we'll just converse, whatever
I
topics
got a
we're going
story
to
I
talk
can
about.
tell.
Okay, you're
Adrian,
going
you
to
wanna hear
talk.
a nice story?
And then AJ,
Okay.
what's your password for this? Oh no, we're good. No password?
Passwords, come on.
Perfect. So AJ will just say go at some point
Okay.
during this conversation.
story?
I'll hit start.
And then you'll
I'll
hold
put
it
this up. Phenom will go, and I'll just casually over the next 30 seconds drink 1.89 liters of
very
Clamato
excited.
juice.
Okay.
And I'm so full, so I might projectile vomit.
Okay, is there any way we can,
Protect
maybe limit the
yourselves?
damage of something
Yeah, I'll
happening?
warn you. I'm good at warner.
Well, what good is a warning going to do if we're not prepared?
That's hey, I'm about to vomit on you.
Okay, thanks.
It's going to look like the movie Carrie in here if you start honking that
No,
up.
I won't honk nothing.
Okay. So, AJ, I was in Pet Planet on 8th Street, your Pet's Natural Grocer, earlier today, picking up some dog food for Margaret. And I got it home, and I was all excited because she didn't have any food. So I opened it up, and I normally use a coffee mug like this right here. Shout out to Untimely Demise. And I scoop it in to get the food, and then I dump it. She gets 1 cup in the morning, 1 cup after the show. This morning, I go to grab the coffee cup after I open a brand new fresh bag, and I go to scoop, and it was about half full of milk. That I never drink milk. I randomly ordered milk online because I wanted cereal. It was a whole process. I talked about that yesterday. But I was dipping my cookies into the milk last night. So I dumped about a half cup full of milk into this brand new big bag of dog food. And I'm like, well, what do I do now? So I seal off the top. And I'm like, I just got to that all like the little chunks soak it up and then it'll be good. So I flip it over and start shaking. And then of course what happens? It opens up and the whole floor is covered in milk covered dog food. And the entire time, Maggie's sitting there looking at me like, bro, really? Are you really doing this with my brand new bag of food? She was so upset. So I'm crawling around on the floor trying to get it all back in the bag, and it's all covered in milk. It's a whole thing that we went through earlier today. But my question for you is, do you know if milk is bad when it's put into dog food? Like, will it go sour inside the food, or will all the doggy food preservatives soak it up? Is it going to stink?
Curtis, can you help me out on this one?
I wasn't listening at all. I've been waiting for this guy to chug. Like this,
Well-
I can't focus on anything else. So this happens now. I'm one big pause button. Your
That's
story
fair.
was very nice, Gary.
Thank
the
you.
answer
I
is no.
appreciate the
Will we
yes.
chug this already? Can we chug the?
Yes.
Like,
let's just.
I can't. I'm stressed.
Was the question, can milk ruin dog food?
If you spill half a coffee cup into a big bag of dog food, of
A
milk,
happy coffee cup of half
Of milk.
mug of milk.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'm hoping this gets soaked up from the crumbs.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Maggie, you'll be
Yeah,
okay.
that'll
bud.
be fine. Coach Kama 2.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, okay.
This is it. This
All right,
is very
but you guys
exciting.
better just continue talking.
Okay,
So there, I have 30 seconds starting now.
you better start going.
Let's go.
Are you taking your time?
Oh, I thought you had it ready to go.
So did I.
Ready. That's 1 cup.
Oh my God, here he goes. So again, just to make sure everyone's aware, this all started because we're talking about how hot of an item Caesars are. Don't worry about the earpiece. How hot of an item
Halfway
Caesars
there.
are in
no.
Australia. And
24 seconds.
this guy just started saying that he could chug an entire thing in 30 seconds.
Oh, 1 second.
Oh,
Well, I guess I can. I'm
Keep
too
going.
cash.
Let's see how long it
But
takes.
no, you were way too casual. Yeah, you shouldn't. You're way too casual.
Maybe a minute.
Mott's Clamato, we love your product. Please advertise with us.
I've reached my limit.
Hey, you found it. Good.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do any more.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Because
Stop
then
the
the
clock.
projectile.
Stop the
it's
clock.
Over.
All right, well, now we know. He
Now
was
I know.
almost there. Send it back over. What's the time?
1 minute and 8 seconds.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Well, if you would have started with it poured in there, you would have made it, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, pardon my reach.
No, yeah, this is, but I would say
1 minute and 8 seconds. That was a lot. How did you feel?
That's pretty good.
very, not very
I
good,
did not
actually.
expect
No.
that to happen.
Yeah.
So now what we have happening here, AJ, is the 3/4 of Clamato is mixing with the delicious mole enchiladas he
Yeah,
had for
it's
lunch.
not good.
He's in a lot of trouble.
And it was a late lunch, too.
Since you dropped the ball there and cost us the sponsorship, maybe I'll offer to get sprayed by a skunk and pour the remaining stuff over myself to
So
to
now it
get
goes to
Mott's
waste.
back to the table here.
So much more than just drink.
Right.
You know, I think the worst thing is I came in dehydrated with not drinking anything.
You thirsted yourself,
I thirsted myself. A bad move.
dude. This is
The
amazing.
coach, comma two. How do you just keep going boom, boom, boom?
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah,
go,
question.
no, that's it. I'm done. I've hit my
Well, because
limit.
it's like
So,
filling
like-
a jar. My jar was full. I must have had a bigger jar when I was younger, because I could have did it. But I'm right here. There's liquid, liquid there. If I pour any more, it's out the esophagus or whatever that thing's called.
The esophagus. Was it? Esophagus?
Yeah.
Is that?
Sarcophagus.
Esophagus.
The sarcophagus.
Yeah, the
Well, that was
snuffleupagus.
entertaining. What else is
Saying
going
it wrong my whole life.
What else is going on in Australia?
What's going on? Here's another question for you. We're on the topic of drinks,
Yes.
and the macho man there is a little dusty, it sounds like, today. Had a big night.
You gotta
Big
run.
night.
You gotta run.
What's up?
What's the coffee scene like in Saskatoon these days? Because when I was there, when I was living there, it was Tim Hortons, and that was pretty much the coffee scene.
That was it. Yeah.
Has it evolved over the
Funny
last 20
you
years?
ask. It's
This is our
still
coffee
Tim
guy.
Hortons. There's probably 4 times as many as when you left. Starbucks is, Tim Hortons keeps rising their prices, so it's like, you know what? To not put up with Tim Hortons and get that nice Starbucks experience, it's almost worth that extra 70 cents at this point. There's a great independent coffee shops out there. There's Monarch. There's the Earth Coffee in Lawson. There's lots of options.
Yes.
Lots of options currently. But I am actually, as I talk, looking for a co-investor to bring a Dunkin' Donuts to Saskatoon, because I think that would just kill. So who out there wants to go halfsies on a Dunks franchise? I'm your guy.
I would like.
How many liquid assets do you have? Because I'm about to liquid asset all over the place.
My story was just to set that up, so you're welcome.
So what's going on with your coffee scene down under? Something crazy going on there?
What I remember a lot, and I wasn't a huge coffee drinker. I think maybe like in high school, you'd go out and go for a coffee with your friends or something, and that was as close to actually me wanting to drink coffee. It was like the filtered coffee, the coffee in the jug or in the
pot.
coffee pot. Thank you. See,
Yeah,
coffee
gotcha.
pot.
They still use
Whereas
those.
here, the idea of a chain, particularly in Melbourne. So Melbourne would say that they're one of the top coffee cities in the world.
Whoa.
There was one chain called Gloria Jeans, and I don't even know if they're around anymore, but it's all independent coffee shops.
Really?
And Coach Comma 2?
I would say they're independent
gonna
coffee chains. No, I wasn't going to spew. I've actually
Spewing
opened
it
up a
is.
little bit more room here. Hold on.
No. Arset.
Do it.
Do not.
I'm full
honk on the
again.
set.
So it's settled.
Sweaty.
So it's like, have you ever made the liquid in a like a toilet bowl, or how you can swoosh liquid in a sink and make that little tornado funnel thing?
Yeah.
I feel that's what's going on in my stomach right now. And so as it settles, more room, but tornado water rises. What I would say, and that didn't make sense. The coffee chain, or they're not chains, but the independent stores, they all probably have the same machines in their thing. So I mean, even though you're independent, you're still part of a network like that's sponsored by, if it's Drake coffee makers or something like that. I bet you they all have this premium style coffee maker, and I bet you they're all very similar. And so the only flair is the person making it, the barista slightly changing the ingredients, but how the espressos presented to you is going to be the same on that coffee machine. That's what I noticed with those independent ones. It's very consistent when you go there. That's my opinion.
How long are we supposed
They
to
probably
go?
get the beans.
Beans, the beans or whatever.
The
could be
same
done
beans. Do they get
in-house.
the coffee
Yeah.
beans from the same place? I don't know.
How much more time do we have with this segment, Gary, before we have to move on?
We got about 10 more minutes.
Oh, geez. Okay, we are laughing then. Okay,
I was going to cut it short, but we got good stuff going here.
okay, and it's about to get better.
Here we go.
I have.
Prove it.
I have. I don't know if anything can top that, but I brought some gifts.
Oh, come on.
I brought some gifts for my coaches. However, I'm about to learn something. Okay, I have 2.
So are we
gifts.
done talking about coffee, I'm assuming?
We're done talking about coffee.
I use it.
Okay.
Was there any point you were wanting to make about Jolly?
Oh yeah, was that
Joe's there or
going
something?
somewhere?
I use
I
a
wanted to ask what
Nespresso.
coffee, but no, we'll leave that for another time, Curtis. This sounds way more important.
Coffee doesn't matter to me. I just need coffee. I will drink gas station coffee. I have instant coffee at home when I'm too lazy and I don't want to brew 1 cup because we don't have a Keurig. I've always loved coffee.
I'm the same way with food.
You talk about going out for coffee. When I was in high school, I would be like, this is like a date. Let's go for coffee. But really, I just wanted coffee. And I was like, talk about whatever you want, girl. I just actually really wanted to go for coffee and didn't want to do it alone. But man, there used to be that Tim Hortons across the street from Circle Center that didn't have the drive-through. It was just like you had to go in. I'd go there all the time. I would bring all my ladies there, but it was about the coffee.
Do you know how dogs have another sense about them when they can sense that something is wrong with someone?
Yeah.
Maggie just came and is sitting on my feet right now and just looking at me very concerned. I feel fine.
I dialed 911 and I'm just hovering my thumb over the one, just waiting. But okay, we got you guys. I got to move on with this. I got to move on.
Yeah, let's go on to your gifts.
I don't want to carry these around anymore. So I have 2 coach gifts, but I haven't decided who they go to yet. Okay, you guys get to decide. First of all, I have most valuable coach.
Oh, come on.
The Hallmark ornament. But here's the thing. It's 2016. And I have best coach bobblehead. And I thought this one had this one doesn't never mind. This game isn't going to work. I thought this one had a date on. But okay, who had a better 2016?
How old was I?
The other person gets the bobblehead. Make a claim.
8 years ago.
Who had a better 2016? And that's the
Coach, 2 by far.
why?
Ooh. Well, we don't need
What
to
was
get
going
into
on
it.
with you in 2016?
We don't need to.
26.
I don't know. I just want the bobblehead.
Well, what?
Good answer. Good answer.
If you can grow a mustache like this by next week, it actually kind of might look like you. Like,
This is pretty sweet.
yeah.
Well, I think
you
you should
might
get
get
the-
a closer. Yeah, could've put
I
it
think
there.
he should get the
Put it close up
bobblehead.
there.
Are we going to send that thing out? Send that down to Melvin? Oh, he wants some clam.
There's a little Alan Maisie there.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Because you're my 2 favorite coaches. I
love
wanted
that,
to get
you
you
guys.
something, but I couldn't decide. I
don't
thought there
know
was
if-
a date on that. I thought that one was 2018, so I was going to be like, who had a better 2016? Who had a better 2018? And instead, I just took time away from talking about coffee and how this guy's going to spew any second. So,
Dude, look what
I
you
saw
added.
him burping there a little bit.
There's a little bit of a sweat coming down.
it's okay. Are you?
He's doing okay.
I'm trying to add. So 2011, was the birth of my first son.
Okay.
And I
was
was
good
about
year.
29, 30. So that was probably prime. I think I hit the most home runs I ever had in rec baseball. I think 2016
Hold
was
on,
a
what was
very
the number?
down year.
What was the number on those dingers?
But, huh?
What do you have, like 7?
Yeah, I don't know. 7 and
Was
20.
that when you put one in?
7 and 20 games.
Hold
not
on
big
a
deal.
second. Was that when you put the one into the Hells Angels clubhouse?
Oh, that's a good feeling.
That was a sweet feeling. Hey, that's a
Yeah.
fun story. So I pulled at Licos. I pulled one. This is still, we're using metal bats though, AJ. It's not
Oh,
that
they
special.
used to fly. Those balls
But
used to
I
fly.
So were they.
I hit one down along third base side, went kind of wrapped around the foul pole, and then up Dudley Street where the Hells Angels thing is. And then we only had, the ump looks to us is like, we need the balls. And we had no more game balls. So I was like, I guess I just finished touch
Rounding
home
the
plate,
bases.
go into the dugout. And I was like, I'll go get it, whatever. So I go and I climb the concrete wall at Licos. Get over there. I look up the street. I don't know where the ball went. I kind of walk a little bit further. And then I wasn't thinking. I just took a left turn into a lot, and a couple guys are working on some motorbikes. And I was just like, hey, boys, you guys see a ball here? Bleep, expletive, like, do
Very
you know
upset.
where you are right now? And I was just like, oh, yeah. Is like usually there's an initiation ritual to step on these hallowed grounds of the Rebels, now Hells Angels.
And usually it's
lot.
voluntary.
And it's usually
No.
voluntary. Yeah, so I was like, sorry boys, I
Made a
just
horrible mistake.
looking for a baseball, and they're like, you boys can't afford more than one baseball. I was like, apparently
Do
not.
not. They
But
sent
did
me
you
here.
see anything bounce by? And they're like, no. I was like, all right, have a good day, and I went back empty-handed. That story's not as good as I remember.
It made me nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
The
I
fun-
disagree. That's a great
The
story.
fun part of that story is you have to hit that ball really effing far to
Yeah.
get there. That's the story.
I think that's what they were surprised about.
That's probably one of your deepest dingers ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I was
There.
going for it that year.
And they would have seen you in a uniform, metal cleats, clickety clack.
Yeah.
I've been in that clubhouse.
Really?
Did you do a?
What were you doing there?
Teams that swear.
Teams that
Yeah.
swear.
Just the Hell's Angels brought AJ in.
Running better than ever, thanks to Adrian Marshawn.
We spent a lot of time working on which behaviors are acceptable for them and which ones aren't.
There you go.
Now, this would have been, I used to work for Labatt's.
Ah,
okay.
yeah.
And for some reason, they sponsored a golf tournament.
Oh boy.
Not Labatt's, but
or the
who,
Angels.
Which,
The clubhouse?
the Angels, or whatever
Okay.
whatever club was in there. Let's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
call them the Angels. And so they were hosting a tournament. We sponsored them. I can't remember, but I had to go there, and I had to ring. There's a doorbell you ring, and there's a sign that says "Ring bell and look up." So you
Ooh.
look up, video camera,
Yeah.
and then some guy comes in and opens the door. Hey, come on, who are you? Come on in. And I was like a little bit nervous, and I go to shake their hand, but they give me one of these. I don't know where my camera is. Like, hey, brother, not the handshake.
That?
Yeah, like that. That's right, Gaza.
Hell yeah.
And anyways, went in there, had a chat with them, and it would have been like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. They're like, hey, you want to have a drink? And I was probably more scared. Now I'd be like, yeah, let's get stuck into it. But no, I just didn't have a drink. I remember if I was dropping something. I must have been dropping something off. Anyways, dropped it off. The guy, you sure you don't want a drink? I was like, no. But it was just like a bar, a little bit dingy.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anything that would suggest there's
It's a
no like,
clubhouse, man. They go there
paper
to hang
bag,
out.
the boxes wrapped in paper bags, just like a little bar.
Yeah. And I will tell you this, AJ,
And this baseball, there's a baseball there. I don't
Yeah.
know why they had a baseball.
somewhere.
Oh,
Baseball and a picture of this guy on the wall.
This handshake right here, that's called the Rocky and Apollo handshake. You know, you don't do it like a gentleman. You
All
do
right,
it like
that's-
that. Not to be confused with the strength and honor used from the gladiator days. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
When I hear about
Yes,
the
that's
clubhouse,
right.
I always remember my time, the 10 years I worked at Shaw TV. We hired this girl once. She lasted 2 days. And on her first day, this is community television. This is like Shaw TV, Local 10.
I know where this is.
We had this meeting, like, and we were welcoming her. And she immediately is like, so stories, let's talk stories. I want to go undercover in the Hells Angels clubhouse. And we're all like, whoa, lady, we do stories about the new, like, planter pots on Broadway Avenue. What are you talking
Cat
about?
fashion show, bro.
Wow.
Come on.
What?
Reel it in.
And she was, like, super intense.
Did she go?
No, she
Never
she
came
like
back.
literally was like, oh, I just forgot something in my car and left one day and never came back. We're like, this isn't for you. This isn't for you, girl.
I bet you
So.
she's doing something real world changing right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that facetiously. That's some drive right
Yeah, for sure.
What if she was already a part of the Hells Angels? And
She was
just
undercover at Shaw.
Yeah.
Oh, they turned it on us.
now. Now we're writing a TV show.
Right? This is good stuff.
Okay, you guys.
All right.
We got, hey, Adrian, thank you so much for always hanging out with us on Wednesdays. You literally built this crew. Look at this fun little round table we have every Wednesday, hanging out, catching up, and doing good things, chugging the clam, doing God's work in here. And it's all thanks to you, my friend. So thank you a million times over. Say hi to the family for us, and we will miss you until next Wednesday, brother.
All right. I'd love to see if Coach Comatu can just finish that off.
Okay, let's go for it.
No, I don't want this.
Let's just.
Is it
get
going
the
to come
good
up?
posture.
Is it going to come back up?
Eventually, it'll go one direction or two or three. Probably three's mouth.
I'm clutching my pearls.
I'm hoping for one.
Move the book.
2 and 3 are
Move the
less
book.
fun.
We'll grab the book.
All right.
That's a
ready?
good book right there.
Okay, ready?
Hold on.
Here we go. Let's finish this. Wait. Let's not do it in. Let's do it for Coach 1 in one go instead of 2 for me. So that's one regardless.
There he goes.
We made it. Hey, Shania Twain. Looks like we made it.
This is Reggie Ditch.
Richie did.
God.
Richie did.
We didn't do it, but we did it. You know, we did something.
Okay, your homework, AJ. Find out something different from the Chug next week. All right.
Okay, all right.
Perfect.
See you guys.
Hey, that's Coach One, everybody. Give it up. Come on now. Oh, that's fantastic. Woo. Very well done. All right, we're gonna give you a breather. We're gonna get this free.
I gotta go
right
pick
now.
up my child.
Perfect. Phenom, we are going to run this previously recorded segment. Patti Patti Fedrau, who played a CD release party last night. She was on last Thursday. She stopped by earlier today to give us a little recap of her evening over at 3 Hall, and I realized I probably just said all that stuff to start the video, but you know, it's live, so that stuff happens. Take it away, Fino!
You need to.
Well, I imagine you fell in love with this woman like I did last week on Thursday when she came by, talking about her performance at the 3 Hall Public House, which went down last night. Patti is back! Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to her. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Album. Nouns. That's the name of the album, right?
Yep, new album.
You see that right there? There it is. CD still, the way we like it. I love this. I also have it on my phone, and I was listening, and boy, oh boy. It's that folk sound, hey? That folk sound and just with all the different new sort of, I guess, additions that you've developed over the years. Like I'd say that the album's pretty much based in folk music, right?
Yeah, I mean, I used to, when they have these categories that you, what are you? What
you have
kind
to
of
label yourself.
and
I
it's
know
very
it's
difficult.
the worst.
So hard.
Don't put
to
me
do
in a
that.
box.
Yeah,
Don't put me in a box.
exactly.
I'm with you.
But I guess to sell it, they need to know like somebody's not going to search thousands of different kinds.
To try to get to, yeah.
So I called myself urban folk.
Perfect. I was trying to think of a good way to describe it. Continue.
Well, because I like telling stories, and that's basically what folk music is.
Yeah.
But it's not really typical folk music, so it would be more like city
Urban folk.
folk.
I get it.
Yeah.
Very well done. So the show was last night. Tell us a little bit about how it went.
It was fantastic. Before I went, I always get very nervous.
Oh, me too.
And my husband he knows the drill. So I said, I don't feel very well. He just looked at me and said,
Come on. How long have you been doing this for?
he was like, no, you'll be fine. As soon as you start singing, you'll be fine. And I hate to admit it, but he was right.
Oh, that must have hurt. That's a hard one. And another thing that I found out from you, because a lot of times when I get nervous, when you're about to perform, or a lot of people, especially in the business, you have a little drink or you have a little smoke and you get in that, and you don't have none of that stuff going on. So you're just facing those fears heads on, eh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, that is, I have mentioned it before that I'm in recovery. I don't
Yeah.
drink or do drugs. Or,
See, and I didn't know that. You just sort of mentioned it because when I was talking to you before, and just to let everyone know, I was like, hey, you want to come over? And because after work, I like to smoke a medicinal cigarette and relax and sort of turn my brain back on for the night shift and, keep going. And that's when you sort of mentioned that. So, and then I said, you congratulations, man, because it's always hard, but when you're around it all the time, like people in the business, it's a lot harder. So good for you for powering through.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I very much go with the day at a time
That's sometimes
philosophy.
Sometimes hours, sometimes minutes. I hear
Sure.
you. Yeah.
And I mean, now it's been a long time, so I don't really crave anything, but feel the fear and do it anyway. And I do have a lot of fears, and they get worse as I get older.
Don't say that. You're supposed to say it gets easier.
However, because I have powered through them many times, I do know that that's the way forward. So yeah.
And as well, lucky for you, you have an incredible partner who can help you and go through all of your checklists before you get in there, because at least for me, like I haven't had a drink now in I think over 3 years, and I don't even think about it, which is I think a very good sign. But at the same time, it's because I keep myself out of all the situations that make you want to think about it.
Sure.
So that was sort of my thing until I got everything sort of under control. And now it's like, okay, exactly what you said. It's like, okay, I have to go to this thing. I can overcome all of these fears that are in my head. I can do this.
Yeah.
You just have to get in. And then you have a great time. And say, why am I always so scared of these things? And you just repeat it again, rinse, repeat. And
Yeah,
it's crazy.
just like it's deep in there.
It's
Yeah.
I just want you to know I'm with you on this one.
Yeah.
Because it's everyone has a different journey, and man, there's some crazy stuff. So you get out there, you have the show, you're in the moment, performing.
It was great. I was very grateful to my band, or the band I'm in. I don't like to say my band.
Same way. Sounds like you're the boss and
Yeah.
you're in charge of everything.
Yeah, no,
It's a team.
It's a team.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to play with me because it's my album, but they did, and they, as usual, did a great job. And I really like doing the acoustic gigs. There's something more intimate about it.
For sure, especially with the type of music you play.
Yeah, and I got to tell lots of stories connected to each song. Invited my sister up because I'm also in a band with her, a duo band.
Shout it out. Shout out the name.
And we have these sister harmonies. They're very close, So you just can't beat that. So I got her up on stage for a few songs as well, and it was just a great crowd. It was perfect amount of people. They actually paid attention, which was good.
Man, that place is so good for music, especially like this, like that sort of interactive, like you're right there in the crowd with you. Like the aura they're putting out there is fantastic.
Oh, totally. And Corey and Saul are just amazing, both of them. I can't praise them enough for, the Saul's on the sound, and sound is always great, and that's not always the case. Sometimes
we had some talk yesterday on the show about sound guys in general. Sound guys tend to come up a lot when you're doing a music podcast, and the big joke was, hold on, are you telling me that there was a rude sound guy to you? And that's sort of like the ongoing joke. It's like when you have a really good one that's really nice and pays attention to you, it's like that stands out way more because it's not the norm.
Yeah.
So
And
Saul, the best of the sound guys.
Yeah, he really is. And I mean, it's usually musicians, I find, are usually the ones who understand what it's like. So
Yeah. That whole process, like just when you don't know the amount of work that goes into putting on a performance, like you just take it all for granted, hey?
Yeah.
And there's so many sort of linchpins in the machine that if you take one out, everything just falls.
Oh, totally. I mean, each of you have to practice at some point outside of the actual practice.
Yeah. So true.
Because if you don't, you end up standing there going, okay, what do we do next? Or I don't know this song or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's all that. There's hours of practicing, and even before that, learning your instrument. There's, also on stage if something goes wrong, there's that what they used to call in French le métier. It's like the business that kicks in, and if you have had that happen before, then you have sort of a fallback.
Yeah. That like fight or flight type of situation.
Yeah.
And if you go through it once, you already know what you have to do to get through that again.
Yeah, and it's not a disaster. You can make a joke or
every
whatever.
day.
Yeah.
We do a live show here, and every day we have those moments all the time. It's like, maybe we'll fix that a little better tomorrow. Like we have cameras that go out in the middle of the show, and I'll just say, oh, hold on 1 second. If I'm with someone, like, hey, take over for a second. I'll just get up and go over there and unplug it and then set it back up and come back.
Yeah.
And you just go with it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's something special about live, man. You can't recreate live.
But I think what you do is more difficult because you've got to come up with a lot of material.
See, you would think that, but I'm so lazy that I just let the guests come in with their material and then I feed off of that. You know what I mean? Like I always say, I don't want a big checklist of questions.
Yeah.
Because then that's all I'm focused on.
Yeah.
And then you lose the conversation. The reason our conversation was so incredibly good last week was because there was no format, there was no notes. Mm-hmm. You just told your story.
Yeah. So
your story did the speaking. It's an incredible story.
Well, that makes you a good interviewer.
Nah, that's not. Either way, the performance was fantastic. You crushed it. You got the album. The website, where do people go?
I
know you were talking. I haven't fixed up the website.
Forget
in a
the
while.
website. The website is a Patti Lane website, so there isn't anything on there yet.
Okay.
But
where can people get their hands on this?
They can get it anywhere. iTunes, Spotify.
Perfect.
Pretty much most of the streaming platforms should have it.
Fantastic.
I've only checked 3 or 4 of them, so I don't know, but I think so.
Well, I'm sure
the
they are.
main ones.
And that's like if people are searching you out, the point is that they'll find you because they'll go to one of those for sure.
Yeah. And I still need to do a bunch of stuff like put my picture up and
I know.
things like that.
It's always too much.
Yeah,
Always
but I've
too
already
much.
had it played on the radio, actually.
When did that happen?
Jillian Schneider, you know, she's a musician,
Yeah.
very good musician.
Sounds very familiar.
She's got she's in a band or got a band called the Whiskey Jerks.
That's
you know
right.
that?
I've heard of them. Yes.
And among many other
Yeah.
things she does. But basically, she has a radio show on CFCR.
CFCR. Hello to all of our friends at CFCR. I was on there for a while.
Were
I
you?
love it so much. Yeah, like
Yeah,
last
it's
year
a
at about this
great-
time, I was on. Did the Monday, the Buzz.
Oh yeah,
I believe
okay.
it was the Buzz, and love everyone.
And what time was that on?
I think it was 4 to 5.
Okay, because
think.
the one that anyway, the night I happened to send it to her on the Sunday night,
Yeah.
and I didn't actually know that she had a radio show the next morning.
So she
Green
just-
Eggs and Ham, I think
Yes.
it's called. Right.
That's so good. So good in the morning show. Yeah.
And so she got back to me and said, "I'm going to play
Love
it on
it.
my
Play it.
radio show, and in the last half hour, which is when she plays new music
new
or
stuff.
local stuff." Yeah, and it was really nice. She even spelled my name.
See, I'm like I was scared to even say your last name, Fedrau. Fedrau.
Yeah,
Fedrau. I still
Yeah.
feel like I'm not saying it right.
I mean, you can say it any way you like. I wouldn't I wouldn't get offended. There's way more things to get offended about than
Ain't that the truth? And I guess like when you're used to having a stage name and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like you're sort of just, hey, call me what you want.
Yeah, I don't mind. I've had like a few names because the stage name, if I took my husband's name, I would be Patti Smith.
It's a very, very uncommon last name.
Well, Patti Smith, you know the musician, right?
Yeah, the famous. I'm
So-
thinking along the lines of like how many Smiths are there? But Patti Smith. Now, re-inform me here. Solo or was she in a band?
She had a band, but she was solo. She's
Yeah.
a poet, really.
Now we're talking.
And a writer. She's an amazing writer.
S-M-Y-T-H or S-M-I-T-H?
Smith.
Okay, so like the normal Smith. Okay.
Smith.
Yeah.
She's a punk, really from the punk.
Yeah, no, it really rings a bell. That's why I'm a little upset that I can't place it.
Well, I'll play you some of her music. I actually sing a couple of her songs because I love her.
Of course you did.
Dancing Barefoot is one that she does a lot of covers,
Yeah.
and but she makes it her own. And when I first met my husband or re-met him, because I
All those
went out
years
with him
back, yeah.
years ago, and then
Again, the whole story was told last week, and
Yeah.
it's fantastic. A beautiful love story.
yeah, you'll have to listen to that podcast to get that story. But anyway, I remember telling somebody that I had, a new boyfriend, and his name was John Smith, and it was a musician, and he goes, "Wow, that's amazing! You can be Patti Smith." And you can phone up a restaurant and get a table,
And they'll think you're the Patti Smith, which technically you are.
And when we were teaching in China, so the kids didn't know what to call me because they knew that I was with him,
Yeah, yeah.
So they would look me up on the internet and they'd find Patti Smith
And-
and they'd say, "Is this you?" And I mean, we both have long white hair, gray hair, so I can understand. But anyway,
Do you say yes?
no.
No, don't want to steal that thunder. All right, okay, we've gone way over. This is what happened last time too. We said just a
I'm
couple
sorry.
minutes, and this is what.
Yeah.
No, it just reiterates how much fun we have with our conversations.
Yeah,
so
we do.
That's fantastic. Congratulations again on the CD release party last night.
Thank you.
And we're going to have a little talk here and see if we can not see a little bit more of you down the road here. So thank you again for coming by. We always appreciate it.
Thank
And one of those, and you stay out of trouble. There you go. So another fantastic show over at the 3 Hall Public House last night. Thanks to Patti Fedrau and her amazing team. Always such a pleasure to have her in studio. She's an absolute angel of a human being, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of her in the future as we got one more leg to go here on the Wednesday edition of Your Show. We've checked in with Adrian the Canadian on the other side of the world. Curdy's in the house. We got the Phenom. Check that out. Still just a hand running the whole thing. So weird to me. But yet here we are using those Addams Family rules. And now, to finish off the show, you know her from the Past Our Bedtime podcast. You know her from Wendy Brooks Media. You know her as the woman who single-handedly ended my mental health anguish. She's Brooksie.
Yay me.
Thank you so much for allowing me to not dread life because I don't have to post on the internet.
Yeah, I don't think you would though. That's the thing. So,
Really?
do you think you would have?
That I would have posted anything?
Yeah.
No, I definitely
no.
I don't know why you're saying that I would ever.
No, I don't think you would.
Yeah, I would never.
Yeah.
I would die.
Okay.
I would. It's too
Well,
much.
I'm glad I can save your life.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You say hi to Curdy?
Hi.
Hey,
How are you
first
doing?
time on the set together. I'm doing great.
This is
I'm
great.
doing
We got to
grand.
break the ice somehow, right?
Right?
What did you think about that amazing display of Mott's Clamato chugging?
It was really good. I was filming it. I'm gonna post it on the socials later.
See,
But
she does all the. See, that's the stuff I'm talking. I
Yeah.
would have hated having to do that.
But some of the things you guys were saying, you can just see the camera shaking because I'm just laughing in the background so hard. But
It was very fun
yeah, it was good.
for something that just was a stupid idea,
Well, when
thrown
I
around nonchalantly, and then
he came in,
have it
and I was
happen.
like, "Why?"
This is usually where I'd say there are no stupid ideas, but that was a stupid idea.
like
And
literally, it
just
was
the
just
smell of that stuff, like I can't do. It makes me nauseous, and I was worried I was gonna throw up before he did, just because I could smell it, and it was making me very uncomfortable.
we could have had an
I-
old-fashioned puking rally in
But
here.
I didn't want to tell him that. I didn't want to be like, I can't even drink like
You
a
need to
shot of
leave.
that.
We
That's
could
what-
tell.
that's
We
what
could
I said to
really
him.
tell that you were nervous because like, you were just frozen.
I was-
like literally when AJ was talking to him.
Talk to you, you're
when he
like,
was- yeah, like, no,
I'm on pause.
no, I got this has to happen. Like, I got to get through this.
So gross.
And you did.
So uncomfortable.
I
You
was like-
made it.
Waiting for him to say go. And he
Yeah,
was, I was like, Gary's story's almost done because I've already heard it.
I was wondering when he was gonna. I was expecting him to just jump in the movie. Like, all right, go.
I don't think I don't know if he knew what was going on fully.
Oh, he did. It was his plan.
Wait, no. Why didn't he say go then?
Well, because he probably wanted to hear the story. It was a pretty good story.
It was a great story.
Yeah, it's
And then
like-
I was like, is this going to be the thing where like, oh, we run out of time and he doesn't actually do it,
Just every week.
right? Is this
The whole gimmick is him
I
not chugging.
feel like I was outside of the hug in the initial conversation about this because you were so nonchalant about it last week. You're like, yeah, he's training to chug a whole thing of Mott's Clamato. And I was like, hey, that's not something you
Training?
just.
How does he train?
Yeah.
Practice. Well, he's trying to practice to get like. That's why he could tell right away that he was full because he knows what the limit is.
I was wondering, he's so
was so
nonchalantly was
close.
like, that's the end.
Yeah, he
I
knew
was
right away.
like, oh.
So is this
okay.
for something or is this for the purpose of
This is-
entertainment?
This is what I'm trying to say.
That's
It was
just
just
because it's his show.
this was a
Entertainment.
throwaway.
This one.
It was a throwaway line with Adrian during our Wednesday segment. We were like talking about ways to get Mott's Clamato juice to sponsor us because it's sort of a big deal in Australia because it's like a Canada thing and blah 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 this and that. And then all of a sudden, Mays just straight up popped his chest out. I could chug a 1.87 Clamato in 30 seconds. And then, of course, you can't just say something like that without someone being like, prove it, because we don't say prove it around here.
I
He almost
am
did.
honestly super excited to be on with you though, because you are such an incredible mind for what is happening here, and I'm always on with the sports guys, and I'm not a sports guy, so I'm always like watching you play Smash Brothers while I'm listening to like, remember in 1992 and Roberto Alomar had 27 RBIs, and I'm
How
like,
are
I
those
don't,
Blue
127.
Jays?
I don't know what
Yeah.
any of this means. So
Very well
said. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
And I mean, I'm always so happy and so proud to be invited back. But like,
Yeah.
I like the different energy here.
I also like that you wore a Christmas hat because
Well,
it goes
brought
off
gifts.
of what we're
Christmas.
He brought
gonna-
gifts.
Oh, he's Santa.
Yeah.
Christmas here on Dufferin Ave
Christmas
Media. Like, what do we do? First Christmas
Christmas
season.
time.
Like,
Well,
are we all going caroling?
Gary got like
Are we gonna do a gift
his
exchange?
soul
Or are we gonna have
broken, so he doesn't like gift exchanges.
how you?
We
how
had
do
a
we
group
fix
chat
that?
conversation.
How do we fix that?
I've tried.
I'm
I've gotten
tainted.
him gifts. I've
Tainted.
tried to
You know what happened?
convince him.
I don't know what happened. Tell me.
I'd love to.
One time your parents made you drink a whole thing of Clamato juice on Christmas morning.
I fucking hate Christmas.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Little ears. I don't get that with coaches.
Family show, Brooksie.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you asked for this, bud.
I guess.
You're
All right.
welcome.
Yeah, it's what I
So-
deserve.
What?
I can still smell it. Like, for real. I can still smell the Clamato here.
Okay, what was I saying?
You're saying you don't like gifts.
Why you don't
Yes,
like
what
your
a
gift
story. So-
Psychopath
exchange?
doesn't like gifts.
At
No
the-
gift exchanges.
Oh.
At the
okay.
old job, we did Secret Santa, and I was all excited, and I was getting all these sweet gifts for my person, and first day came by, and I was like, oh, someone must have just forgot about me. And then the second day came by, and I was like, well, that's sort of weird. Maybe they're just waiting until like the end of the week to give me one big one. The entire time, I had nobody buy me gifts. It was just me doing. So instead of an exchange, it was just giving.
He was just buying gifts for someone. And
So
he
for the
never got
next
gifts.
12 years, I didn't participate in Secret Santa.
I did, and I got the best person to ever give gifts my first year, and I was like, Carrie, you need to do this, and you're like, shut up.
That's it. Exact words.
This sucks.
You want to know my Secret Santa fantasy?
Yes.
At this current workplace or any workplace. No, I've thought about this for like 20 years. Okay, this is seriously this is groundbreaking. You might
love it.
Those folks at home might want to hit record. Okay, so this is my dream. We draw names, and I get my own name, but I don't say anything. So then when it's time to unwrap gifts, I unwrap what I gave myself, and I give myself like a stuffed horse, and I immediately like look super upset and drop it and storm out, and everyone's like, "What's up with Curtis?" And then I have one of my friends go, "Oh my God, you guys, like, that's so mean. His dad got trampled to death by a horse. Who would give that to him? That's so mean." And just make it super awkward. Make it super awkward in there, right? And nobody just like ruins it, and just it hangs in the air for like 10 minutes, and everyone is so sad, and people are trying to find me, and I'm crying in the bathroom, and then I come back, and I'm like, I gave it to mymyself. I set you all up.
Never.
I ruined Christmas. You guys are going to remember this for the rest of your
I've
lives.
never.
I legit was hoping that you were going to say you were going to give yourself a present and then have it, and then you open it up, and it's like a wiener shrinkage
That's what
gun.
I was
Yeah.
thinking.
A
Like,
wiener-
whoa,
a wiener
how did-
shrinkage
who
gun.
knew? Who knew I needed to shrink this?
Not like I didn't think that,
Yeah.
but I was thinking something wienery for
Something
sure.
along the lines. Shows where we're all at here on your
Right.
show.
Amazing. I'm glad that's what I bring to this.
Wow, a wiener shrinking gun. I've always needed one of these.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. That would be amazing. Just saying. I could get behind that sort
Yeah.
of
my
thing.
God.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some pictures
And then I'd
here.
put it on reverse and hand it to my coworker. Hand it to my boss. Here you go.
Here, you go first. You clearly did it this way.
Let me know how it works.
Ooh. Okay. So
Well.
Elf on the Shelf was a thing we mentioned before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As my sister sent in a message to the team here saying we need some ideas for the Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah, and I am currently.
You were supposed to be here, but you
full
flatted
in.
a tire.
Yeah, I'm full and up in the shelf right now. And
You had a UFO abduction at your place with the Elf, is that
no,
right?
I didn't.
Was that not you?
No, I didn't do that. No, we just hide them. This is the trick. I don't make them be bad because I don't want the kids to be bad. See, yeah, that's the.
Here we go. Yeah, so that's not your
Yes.
No.
place. Whose house is this?
I don't know. I found it on the internet.
You can just find stuff like that?
Yeah. So that's what I mean. When people are like, we need an idea, I would say go to Pinterest and Google Elf on the Shelf.
So number one there was a UFO abduction elf.
Yeah, but
Ooh.
the secret really is never to start them off by being bad and just to hide them in the house. So then they're just playing hide and seek every morning and you don't have to worry about them being bad. So, and then if you have already started with that, you can get a girl elf, okay? Because they make girl elves.
Is her name Elfette?
Sure. And
Okay.
you bring Elfette into the house, and now he has a wife, and now he's acting good because he has a wife. And then all you have to do is
Excuse me?
make it be good.
Are you trying to tell me that a man can't act good unless he has a wife?
Yes.
Yeah. That's sadly accurate.
Sorry.
Are you saying that if I had a wife, I wouldn't have spilled milk into my dog food this morning?
Probably.
Might be some substance to that.
Anyway, so that's another thing you can do. But I did bring some photos that we can look at. I've never done any of these, but I want to get
Okay,
like
so just
what
to
you
be
guys
clear,
think.
these are not your photos.
These are not my photos, but
Okay.
I want to see what you think.
Let's
about
go ahead,
these
Phenom.
Elf
Let's
on
see
the
what
Shelf.
we're working with here. Oh no!
Oh no!
What snowman nose rejection center?
Yeah.
Oh no! So those are like the bad carrots that don't make it on the snowman?
Yeah, I guess.
Why does he look so happy doing it? Hey, that's
Anyway.
a sinister elf. Are they all that sinister?
Would you do this?
Whoa!
Oh.
What's the note say? Sorry for the inconvenience.
You could superimpose Coach 2's head on either of those right now. Because 100%, this is his life as of now.
Oh wow!
Oh, anyway.
Wow. Okay, he has his clothes on. What's going on here?
This one, I really want to do with Emma, but she's too old now. I
don't
can't even believe she
understand.
believes in Elf on the Shelf
I
still.
don't.
But
I don't get what's happening. Explain this to me.
so you go into your room while they're sleeping and get the elf to take a photo, like a selfie with the
Okay.
kid, and then in the morning they're like laughing, like, "Ha, I got a photo of you while you were sleeping." with me in
Oh,
it.
see, he looks like he's busted. I didn't get laughter. I
Yeah.
was like, what is he embarrassed about? What?
Okay, I see.
Anyway,
I'm the same
that's
way,
a good,
Carrie.
that's like a
Okay.
nice one that you can
Okay.
do.
Yeah, that's
And
a little
it's
bit different
magical.
than the other ones. That's
Nice. There it is.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
Also, could be superimposed with Maisie there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I do really appreciate the tiny little toilet too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, is that a miniature toilet or is that like a kid's toilet?
It looks
Like,
like,
how
a,
big
like a
is it? It looks
Barbie
like a potty,
toilet. or
yeah.
something.
Is that guy? Is
That
he like a giant elf or
mm.
is that a tiny toilet?
That Jaeger's like pretty on
Possibly
point too.
both, because
Oh,
that elf looks big.
You think it's a giant
Well,
elf?
look at those tags. Yeah, for sure.
Man, why
There's
does-
No, but
shenanigans
the
going
tile,
on with that
look
one.
at the tile.
Dude,
like the
he's
tile
got-
would have to be.
He's got so many tags. He could be a train. Look at this. Like, you know how guys tag on trains?
So many tags. He could be a schoolyard at recess.
Oh, was that all of
You're
them?
it.
It was-
You're it.
oh.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I thought this one was fun.
So this guy's doing makeup?
Yeah. But have you ever
Interesting.
seen people put eyebrows on babies?
No.
Oh, it's so awesome. That's what that reminds me of.
Why would you put an eyebrow on a baby?
Because it looks hilarious.
Guys.
Anyway, so there's some ideas.
Oh, there's one
Oh.
more.
Whoa, happy little trees. Hey, it's
Oh, it's
Bob,
Bob
Ross.
Ross.
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
I know, I had to throw
B-roll.
it in there.
Elf Bob.
The Bob Ross candy that we have, that we tried
Still
on
going.
air.
So I have a little, there it is. So I have a little shot.
Now, if you want to have your stomach feel like
Oh, yeah, I don't want to break
coaches,
my fast.
then yeah.
That's a lot
Oh.
of sugar. Oof. Oh, come
I
on.
don't like that one.
Who invited that guy?
I think that's
Jeez,
all
how
of
many
them.
are
I
there?
think that's all of them.
Okay, that's all. I got
Yeah.
the thumbs
When
up from
when
Phenom.
Phenom was little, I did a reverse elf on the shelf. I put the elf at the kitchen table, and I left the house for like 3 hours, and he couldn't find me.
How'd it turn out? How'd it work?
Lots of tears, but it was.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I got it wrong. I'm sorry.
My bad.
No, I'm supposed to hide the elf. Okay, I get it now. But damage was done, and here we are.
And here we are.
Christmas? Are we caroling? Like, what are we gonna do? You gotta
So,
do
well,
it
here's
big.
what- here's what we're
Okay,
doing.
And I
We're
don't want to
gonna-
hear about how you don't like Christmas or
I would
whatever.
love
No,
to
no,
carol.
we're gonna decorate the set.
Okay.
Okay, that's number one.
Okay.
Number two, with all the musicians we have here, we're gonna do a sort of live aid song
I have a ukulele.
all together. She's gonna ukulele for
I
us.
have a guitar.
Perfect. So
Ooh,
Yeah.
like a,
those are the only two
Piano?
instruments we're bringing in. Do
Guitar.
yeah.
you not know what a keytar is?
It's like the hot red.
That's why I asked.
Come on, dude. Are you joking? Man, tour manager Gary is so upset right now. The
But wait,
keytar is a huge part of the 911
It is
Turbo
a
fan.
piano guitar.
It's like a guitar, but you play its keys. Yeah.
It's a keyboard on a
How do you
guitar,
not-
you guys. It's
Mm.
literally in the name, keytar.
I didn't think those were like
Oh,
real.
dude.
Those were
Are
real.
you joking?
They're like narwhals,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. You.
I just found out a narwhal was real like a year ago.
Guitar.
I'm not even joking. I'm not joking.
Okay,
The
see?
unicorns of the
Now
ocean.
I don't feel as bad for not knowing what that
Hey,
was.
we're all, you know what? We all have
What's
our own
more
things that we're
common,
smart
Gary? A
with.
keytar or a narwhal?
A narwhal.
Thank you.
What?
That
You
was-
go to Ed's instrument repair downtown. You're gonna see a key. You're gonna see
a
like
lot of
6
guitars.
Okay,
guitars
I-
and no narwhals. Wendy Brooks.
I think narwhals though are proof that unicorns once existed.
Yeah.
Probably, and they
course.
just got fat and went
1000%.
underwater.
And mermaids are real.
Again.
But anyways, back
Mermaids
to
are
Christmas.
real on my Starbucks cup every morning.
Phenom, let's go ahead and
Much
play
more
us
real
out
than
on
that.
this one.
So caroling.
Yeah. Caroling.
And we
Caroling.
are playing.
We got to go up and
At
down
Market-
Dufferin Ave.
At Market Mall.
Caroling.
Caroling, you guys.
The old, for all the older people.
Heaven's waiting room.
Caroling is hard for me. So we have to. I'm trying to keep it together. Leaving the house is very scary and hard for me. So if I'm going up to neighbors' houses and singing to them,
What if we
I'm gonna
bring
be
the
upset.
community to you? Let's invite the block to come
No,
in here
we're
and we'll
just going to
sing.
Market Mall.
Or Market
Heaven's
Mall's fine,
waiting
too.
room.
You
I'm
can
still
have that
ignoring it.
one.
I'm still ignoring it.
I'm gonna
Good.
use it all the time.
I'm still ignoring it.
I'm gonna say that to Brad's dad later.
Well, there's a lot of good people that work out there every morning, and I don't want to mess with that. So we're going to do our Live Aid song. We're going to decorate this place. I'm still looking for my sister Stace to send us Grandma's silver tree and put it up here. And then we'll figure out what else we can do. Maybe we need a little Christmas meeting.
You know what your sister can do to make up if she doesn't want to send the tree?
What's that?
In the 70s, ladies used to put on their fanciest dresses and get their picture taken in front of the Christmas tree. Look it up. It seriously was a
Classy.
thing.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. So if she wants to send a picture
I'm gonna put
I'm
it
in
gonna
front of
do
the
that.
tree,
Today.
we should do that.
No, not today.
Stace, if you're watching, that's something we would like. Okay, man, oh man, so many people coming in today. Coach, comma 2, thank you for stopping by. Adrian, the Canadian in Australia, thank you to him. Phenom, thank you oh so much, brother. Killed it like you always do. You two jabronis.
See?
Giggling
This is
like
why
little
you won't-
schoolgirls.
This is why you don't put us on together, right?
Now we
This is
know.
This is why I always have to talk sports.
Now we
The
know.
waiting room.
Now we know.
I just can't.
I guess I'll say thank you to you guys. Because we have to, it's sort of our thing. The Not Son stopped by and got whooped a couple times over there, so thank you to him and everyone else out in Shields as well. To the bottom line, my dad today took me to Costco, had a lovely time, picked up a whole bunch of stuff. We did really good, so thank you to him for all of that and everything else. And to Mom, who gave me a big hug this morning when I dropped off the stuff. Thank you for that, Mother. Always love a good hug. And to Patti. Oh, Patti Fedrau. CD release last night was amazing, huge success, and hopefully we'll see more of her in the future. We'll be back tomorrow. The return of CTV's Matt Young.
Prime time.
He's got something cooking, and it's going to be very good. He said he's very excited for it. All right, remember, karma's very, very, very real. Do good things; they'll start happening to you. I promise. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Stay out of heaven's waiting room.